Hey everybody, what's going on? I want to do another video on one of my dollar store finds. This is Nissan bowl noodles, rich and savory, beef flavored. One of the things I liked about it was it wasn't made of styrofoam, and it was a buck. And it was one of the things I was considering buying, like 100 of them. So I bought one to see how it is, and I'll let you guys know how it is. So it gives you microwave instructions, but you don't have to use microwave. On the bottom you have your flavor enhancer. One could only wonder what that could be. So let's pop it open. Okay. We've got our package of, I would imagine, vegetables. Let's put that in there. Yep, that's our vegetables. And there's a little line in here to fill the water up. So let's go ahead and fill it up. Alright, that's the line. Let's take our spoon, mix it up a little bit. And it says we've got to wait 3 minutes. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, it's been 3 minutes. Let's go ahead and give it a shot and see how it works out. We'll taste it before we put the flavor enhancer in there and see what that's all about. If it's lacking flavor, I got a little Kikkoman soy sauce, less sodium of course, and a little bit of wasabi. So let's see what we come up with here. Actually tastes pretty good the way it is. Okay. So we'll ixnay on the soy sauce, and let's try the flavor enhancer out. See what that's all about. It looks a little bit like butter. Looks like butter. Now remember, this is $1. I notice absolutely no difference with putting the flavor enhancer in there, but it must be there for a reason. Now the noodles are broken up so you can eat it with a spoon. Let's go ahead and try the bounty that we have here now. We have some vegetables in here. We've added our flavor enhancer. Let's see what I think. All kidding aside, it's actually not bad at all. It's pretty good. But what I like to do is put a little wasabi in these things. Just a little shot of wasabi. It makes it much more palatable. That's a lot better. It's not so spicy that it burns your mouth, but it just makes it taste a little better. A lot of the videos I do, they're not serious at all, but when it comes to stuff that you can put away for an emergency, I get serious because I live on a peninsula, and the weather greatly affects transportation. And what I've learned over the years is, and FEMA recommends it. I know everybody hates FEMA. FEMA recommends it, and I do agree with it. Keep food in the house, they say, for 3 days. I like to keep food in the house for at least 2 weeks. So you're never scared, or you're never pushed into a situation where you have to risk your life to either drive in adverse conditions or take other measures. It's just not worth it. When the NOAA weather radio says weather traveling conditions are hazardous or life-threatening, they mean it. They wouldn't put those advisories out. They're not putting them out to scare you. They're putting them out to tell you that you could die if you venture out into the elements. So a couple times I ventured out when I had nothing into a blizzard, a complete whiteout, which I never understood until you've been in one, and you understand how dangerous it is. You can't see anything, only to find that all the stores were closed, and it was hard to get back home. So it's always a good idea, especially if you have kids, to have food in the house where you're comfortable saying, I can stay home for 2 weeks if I really have to. If there's a national emergency, or God forbid some horrible catastrophe, you have food in the house. I think a lot of people talk about preppers. If you went back 20, 30 years ago, they weren't called preppers. They were just called smart people who kept food in the house and kept things in the house for emergencies, because emergencies do arise. And as you saw in Katrina, the grocery stores are cleared out in 3 days. So you're on your own, bro. So you might want to keep the AR money off to the side, and I really wouldn't worry about reinforcing the house for zombies. It's a very popular thing for people to put this kind of misinformation out. It kind of blurs, and it makes me, whenever I see tags on people's videos as preppers, it kind of puts me off because I already know what's coming. It'll be the FEMA conspiracy and military trains taking you off to death camps, as well as zombie apocalypse and being executed. I think it's misinformation, and it needs to stop. You don't need to invest your money in razor wire or things like that. Keep food in the house for 2 weeks, and if you have pets, keep food for your pets for at least a month until things get better. But that's just my take. You take it any way you want it. I have firearms, which isn't a big deal. I don't need to go out and buy a complete arsenal of firearms. I have just enough to do what I need to do. So food will be your important thing. Food, medical supplies, first aid supplies, toilet paper, another big one, toilet paper. Ways to heat your house, ways to make your own electric. Simple things, man. Man, I guess I drifted off there, but I just wanted to share this with you, and I know it was only $1, but it's a meal. I guess it wouldn't be $1 in a dream, it'd be $1 while I'm full. So I'll let you guys figure out what you think about that, and think about my philosophy. Don't get caught up in the hype. People on YouTube, they want to be popular and get views by touting conspiracy theories and zombie apocalypse and the Mayan calendar and whatever it takes to get views. If you went back to your grandparents and your great grandparents, they knew to always put food away, to always have food in the house. I remember my grandmother used to tell me that they could survive for about 3 months on the food that she put away. She'd put food away every single trip to the store. And she'd always say, like, oh, it's for a rainy day or a storm. And that just shook me to the core. And as corny as that sounds, there was no joking in her voice. And she went through the Depression, and she understood what it meant to be hungry and how people act when they are hungry. So I never slighted that. I always, it stayed with me even to this day, that I hear that in my head. Not like I'm a crazy person hearing voices, but what I'm saying is I hear that knowledge she was passing down, and she put it to me when I was like 12 years old, and I thank her for that. So that's going to be it for me for today. I'm going to enjoy my dollar meal here, and all I can hope that you take away from this is when you hear the word prepper, don't be like crazy fanatic on the Discovery Channel with a machine gun, a tomahawk, and digging a foxhole in their front yard. Don't think that. It just takes away from legitimate preppers and normal people. And that's what it is, normal people. Before there was a title that went with it, prepper, it was just called common sense later.